I think all of us have gone through your story, the way you started the business, came out of your family business, started with the 15,000, really did all the hard work, understanding the FMCG space. You had your learnings from all the big companies, the MNCs who were here, and also you worked and learned a lot from the Indian companies also. So in this entire journey, which has been phenomenal, and we are all here to hear about it, where is the point that you think this actual transformation of yours as an individual, as an entrepreneur started?
So my learning started in terms of not when I was with the family. So when I moved out of family, I told my family that I don't want any share in my family property or in the business. So when I started on my own, so I burnt literally midnight oil. So I wanted to succeed. The fire in my belly was very high. So naturally what happened? I need to do something. I was thirst of learning, fundamentally. Wanting to do the right way, right things and succeed, basically. That's where I started. So far, during school and colleges, I haven't read much at all. Only 2 days before examinations, you read the books and appear for the exams. And here, willingly wanting to learn something. So learning English first, very important thing. So better English. So I spent a lot of time. So that a lot of books were in English. So you need to learn. So that I think is the first step, and then started reading management books, started reading technical books. So all these things helped me. But I started spending everyday time. One book I chanced to hit upon was the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Then 10 Natural Laws of Successful Life and Time Management by Dr. Hiram Smith. So I think such kind of books helped me. I read a concept called Invest in Yourself, that is magic 2.5 hours. So if you spend consistently, because if you know somebody, a musician or a sports person, they go to a kind of program, musician goes and performs in a program, or a sportsman goes and plays a match, do you think they won't practice and straight away go and play there? No, they won't. But only business people don't do. Straight away, just get up and go to the office and start practicing there. So the concept here is, it's important that you invest yourself, you transform. That's an execution time. Okay, when you go to the office, you only have time to execute. But the 2.5 hours, that's what Dr. Hiram Smith said. If you spend consistently over a period of time to transform yourself, to educate yourself, because the feed is you are going to go and perform, practice, learn more. So that I think is that had a profound impact in me. And I used to wake up very late. Okay, I said, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Put the alarm. Felt very sleepy. I said, no, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to push myself. I'm committed to transform myself. So woke up, started reading, started learning something from this thing. Slowly, if you look at visualization, thinking, all these things, it is said very clearly, a person is a product of his or her own thinking. Okay? And that's very important. Otherwise, you don't think. Many times, earlier, before that, I used to get, when I go in the flight, I get ideas. You go into a washroom, which is completely closed, you get ideas. Reason being, you are starving of yourself from thinking. Very fundamental. Very important thing is systematically think. Reflect what has happened. Think what is your business, where you want to apply. And that helps you. Slowly, it was very difficult. Your mind started detouring. But every day you started putting in, you become better and better. Be conscious of that. So over a period of time, I can now, if you give me a topic, tell me this is only 10 minutes, you need to expand and think very sharp and come out with something, I can do it. Because I am able to chisel my mind, able to channelize it well, focus and come out with kind of this thing, some clear inputs. So that's where the 2.5 hours of magic 2.5 hours, what I started 30 years back, and still I'm continuing, if you look at. And every day I would have grown only by 0.1 mm, 1 mm kind of this thing. Over a period of 30 years, I have grown myself as a much better person. So therefore that gets reflected in the business. initially it was a lot of doubts, hesitation about, am I taking the right decision? You are tentative, you delay. Now if you can tell me any decisions, if you look at 98% of my decisions are taken within a minute. So that's very important. Because you are very, very clear, so it's easy to take a call whether it's right or not. So only when certain things, too much complications or mathematical this thing, okay, let me go through and then come back. But otherwise these small decisions, if you look at most of the things is small, only 1% of the decision is big. You have to be fast. So people love to come to me because I give quick inputs. I don't keep this thing about, okay, let me think, let me come back, and small decision you should not delay. That enhances your speed is my viewpoint.
Talking that you have spoken so much about your transformation, the kind of effort, self-education, self-training. What is the role that mentors have played? You know, you have had people who have inspired you in your life, family, business, people around you, coaches, trainers, could be in any form. So how has mentorship really worked in this transformation?
I can tell you, they played a very huge role. Okay, my mentors are Stephen Covey, Hiram Smith, like that. One of the thing I can say, besides various book authors,
right.
I think I really value them every step. I go back again and again read, because first time you don't understand fully, but again you read, you start looking at it from a very different dimension. So I think that way very important. Not only that, when I read, when I like a concept, my thinking hat comes alive. Okay, what do I do? Say, okay, this is fine. How am I going to apply this? So therefore, a strategy to apply this is very important. A lot of people, they say it's very nice, but they don't think through the next step of how am I going to make it work.
Right.
So I will ensure anything that I work, it becomes part of my calendar. I'm very organized. My calendar is my kind of thing. How I spend my time, how often I'll revisit this concept, whether I'm doing it or not, is very, very important. So if you don't put it in your calendar, it will not happen. It will remain as a wish, very clearly. So that's my learning.
Wonderful.
And other than that, I would say, I also learned quite a lot from others' mistake. It's not necessary that you need to make all the mistakes to learn yourself. I think very carefully read a lot of people, success, failures, people around you, and start understanding why they are not growing, why they failed here, what are the kind of reasons. I think you will learn a lot. Then you don't do the same mistakes, no? You better be careful. That's exactly what has happened. I learned a lot from my brothers.
Okay. You have a lot of your brothers are also very famous and
Absolutely.
Doing very well in their own league. So it is generally said, you cannot really plan a lot of things. You make decisions and then you make those decisions work. You go to the last mile of execution and really apply your mind and go to the last mile. So you must have taken a lot of decisions. Yours being a very, very dynamic industry, B2C, all there, competition is really organized, big players. So what are the kind of milestones that you could say that have really taught you? I would not call them failures, but in terms of decisions that you've taken in your journey, which have really taught you not work for CavinKare, but work for you to become a better version of yourself.
Every critical decision is that refines you much better, so both success and failures. So one of the decisions I could say that we decided to way back in the 90s, we started our shampoo was doing well. We said we'll get into mineral water. That was the in thing at that time. That was just a very small market.
Packaged bottle water.
Packaged mineral water.
Okay.
So we launched with all fanfare. But within a month's time, we realized that this is a very wrong move. We have not done our homework. So we very openly admitted to our distributors, apologized to all our field force and said we withdrew. We are walking out of this game. So that was, I think, is a very, very important thing. The reason being, our shampoo used to weigh about 6 kilos a box. So our distributors typically carry about 10 boxes in a tricycle and go and sell. So each box will cost about 1,000 rupees. About 10-15 boxes they will sell for 10,000 or 15,000 in a day. So that's how the distributor makes their money.
Right.
Whereas a mineral water bottle weighs each bottle was about 1.5 liters. So 18 kg, 12 bottles in this thing,
right.
In each one. And that will be sold for 100 rupees. Okay. as against 6 close to 100 rupees. A tricycle will hold about say 6 bottles or 5 boxes, which is 100 kilo. Beyond that, a person can't pedal.
Can't really pedal. True.
Okay. So then they are not able to do 1-2 outlets, the goods are sold. So very unfit for our distribution. The opportunity for us in front of us, the dilemma was, should we have a different distributor, different field force, and go and support this product? I said, I don't have enough money. So I don't want to. I want to leverage my current distribution. That was very clear in my mind. I said, quick call, walked away. So therefore, the learning for me from that is, next time whenever you do, don't think that the product all coming very good, whether it can really succeed till the last mile we need to scan.
Wonderful.
So that was a learning like that.
I don't know. How many of you knew about this CavinKare's packaged water bottles? Any show of hands? Wonderful. I think we all will learn a lot from it. So, in your journey and in the kind of business that you are, your channel, your distributors, your dealers, extremely complex but very critical. So, managing that. And this question is very important here because a lot of SMEs that we know, and because a lot of them are into manufacturing, B2B, they all shy away from getting into, setting up a channel, distribution reach, and there is a lot of them shy away from creating that kind of a channel and sales team. So what is your advice here? How do you think they should approach this? Because a lot of them are happy B2B. Most of the times the reason is that they don't know the B2C route or they fear the B2C route.
I think there is a concept called value chain. Okay, you need to know that finally somebody is consuming. The consumer is consuming. He is at the further end. So before that there will be retailers who buys and stocks the product and sell it to the customer, or Amazon kind of platform.
Right.
So then you look at that, somebody will be, manufacturer will be there. To him, one person will be supplying raw materials, packing materials, like that. So many people will be supplying. The value chain will be built. For that raw material, somebody will be supplying another raw material. So like that, it is a big value chain. Okay. The farther away from the customers you are, end customer, where it's consumed, you will have less profits. This is a nature's law. Okay?
True.
Nobody can defy it. If very exceptional cases like Intel, you understand, used to say Intel inside.
The Intel
people
inside,
will say, oh, I want only Intel in my computer. Then they are able to sell. So like that, very rarely people have demonstrated such kind of things. Otherwise, it is important to be next to customer, very close to customers. So that is when you make money. For example, it's a very important thing. So best is you become a retailer or a platform like Amazon, you make hell a lot of money. Okay? Or you are just immediately next to that, like a manufacturer who owns the brand, who creates a channel and so on, you make money.
Right.
But somebody the next level, then you say there are 10 people ready to supply the same raw material, same packing material. Here we supply a brand. People want, oh, I want that. There is a trust. I want only that brand. Therefore, we are able to command premium. We don't need to discount very often. So therefore, a consistency, consumption, all these things are predictable.
Right.
So therefore, what I would say is that from that angle, I would say B2B is good. I'm not telling B meaning B2B. Try to move the value curve. So there are successful businesses, if you very clearly look at, they adjacent profit pool, they gobble. They get into that. Okay. I manufacture this thing, finished goods of shampoo. I started making my own packaging material. Okay. I started making my own raw material. That way the profit pool is enhanced. So this is called backward integration. There is also called a forward integration. So I start as a packing material supplier, but I end up starting my own shampoo. This is a forward integration. So I think people need to move the curve. Eventually move closer and closer to reap maximum profit. The further away, you are at the mercy of someone. You will say all the time you will crib. People are pushing rates, profitability is not that. You will be fighting day in and day out. So that I think one need to come out is my viewpoint.
Wonderful. And so, sir, one thing that we see that you have grown, and obviously CavinKare, personally, the way you give time to various platforms, are there to interact and give your knowledge, share your knowledge, very active in platforms like TIE. So your team, the people around you, have really played a critical role. So how are you able to build a team? Because that is where a lot of organizations are struggling to attract the right kind of talent, retain them, imbibe culture. So how are you able to do it successfully?
I think I can tell you one thing. You commit time like this, you are forced to delegate.
Right.
Okay. So that way, that helps me a lot, if you look at. Otherwise, I was also hesitant initially. So wanting to kind of this thing do, how business can grow, somebody I need to take decisions and so on. So okay, fine, come out and do. Once or twice you commit, then you see things are going as usual. Same thing will happen even if I die. Things are going to go. Nothing is going to stop. It's only our belief, thinking that, if I don't there, business will not move. But if you give, if you give delegation, if you delegate, people are ready to take calls. They will do it. They will do mistakes 1 or 2 times. So be it. Let them learn. But if you don't allow them to make mistakes, you want to make it every time right, you will not create a team.
Right.
So one of the fundamental thing is allow people to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. And that's a very important thing. Then people will not be afraid to take any calls.
Right.
If it's a big decision, then they can come and consult. It can be said, okay, these kind of decisions need to be consulted. But smaller things, everything I need to, even kind of this thing, one step you move forward, you need to check with me kind of thing, things won't work. So the very important, allow people to make mistake is one of the fundamental rules of building an organization.
So, this is a very critical point. So, how would you define your leadership? All of us, various leadership theories, we believe our personalities, what is right, times are changing. Now, everybody is talking a lot about quiet leadership, where you enable people to think, empower them to ask questions, and they finding their own solutions. So, how would you define, or what, according to you, is the leadership that we need in times like this?
So, I would say there are two angles I will argue this question. One is I would like to treat my own teammates the way I would like to be treated if I were in their position. Okay,
Right.
That's fundamental rule 1. Having said that, I think my style is empowering, creating ownership in them. I will only look at, is this person demonstrating ownership? If I give that they are obsessed in wanting to do things. So if somebody is only looking at, okay, I am here, you said I will do, but somebody is very passionately doing. If somebody is passionate, I am relieved. My job is to inspire them. My job is to give them vision. My job is to guide them overall kind of this thing. After that, they will start guiding me. These are opportunities and so on. So I think it's very important to understand, pick up the right people whom you can delegate. So there are 10 people, you will find 1 or 2 only like that, not
Right.
many.
Right.
There are 100, you will find very rarely one. 10,000, you will say somebody very exceptionally passionate. I can say like our Akila.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So those are very, very important things. You need to pick up, understand, okay, then it's fine. I think you need to do your job. You can do much more better. And they would enjoy, people would enjoy that. Okay, I have enough freedom, I can keep moving kind of thing. They create, and they grow in confidence. Always what I say, every decision I make, everything I will do kind of the thing. It doesn't work. It doesn't work as a team, you will not grow. So in the process, some mistakes will happen, so be it. It's fine. Have a discussion, very, very clear discussion. How can we avoid this? What is the learning out of that? It's okay to fail. So then they will get this confidence. Okay, I am not punished. Rather, I
True.
think it's fine. I think I have been taught as to how to come out of that. That's very important.
True.
So how you handle failure, if you are deeply disappointed for that, then you will not delegate. So this is a call you need to take. What will happen? You are earning about, say, 50 lakhs profit. You may lose a profit of 5 lakhs for the year, so be it. But it will push you to the next level.
True. True. So I have my, what time, Urmila, you really need to tell me how much time we have? Yes, I think we should start taking questions, and then we will bring, I think, just last question from me before we also get questions from the audience and bring Ty in. Now that you are driving and the entire team led by Akila, fantastic work that you are creating, so much value. So what is that you have in mind? What is your vision for Ty? And how do you think platforms like this are enabling entrepreneurs in their journey?
I think there are many great products in Thai. I must say, first of all, Thai, Akila and the team members, all who are all sitting here, I think we have a fabulous team in Thai. I must say that. So otherwise nothing is possible without kind of thing. A great leader and great teams. I think all are inspired. That is one fundamental thing. Okay, the success reason, if you have to look at.
True.
And the other one I would say is there are two products that stands out amongst the ties. This thing. One is a catalyst. Okay. The other one is the personal board.
Right.
So these are two like a pair of eye. So it is that's how they perform very complementary to each other.
Right.
Okay. This I think it's important. We have very clearly when we did that, the idea is to transform the individual. So we are very clear. This is transformation happening to business people, through them their families, and therefore eventually the state and the nation. I strongly believe this will be a very powerful program over a period of time to transform a nation, transform the behavior, attitude, because attitude is in the mind.
True.
If you change the attitude of the person, it changes the whole world. And that's very important. The whole program of TIE is wired to make the kind of attitudinal shift. And they do the rest. It's only thing is, I think we don't kind of this thing. It's only a kind of this thing. Show them the mirror, make them aware with their own kind of thing. They perform very well is what I would say.
True. So I think we'll take up questions because I think the food went wrong and already a lot of people may be angry with the organizers. So, I'll not keep them away from interacting with you. Maybe I could make people happy here. So yes, questions and mic runners quickly. Yes. I request everybody to introduce yourself and be very precise in the question that you ask.
My name is Durai. I'm from, Sir has made me to become a member in CAI. And before that I listened to him 10 years or 15 years back, only one thing he told. That is, many of the brands that started during sick shampoo period vanished. Only reason is they did not follow the statutory conditions actually. Government rules, tax and other things. Okay. So till date, I am following all the guidelines which you have given to pay the tax properly. 1 week back, I got one loan I wanted from the bank, which is 1 crore. Without any hesitations they have given, which is also unsecured under CGTMSE scheme.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I have a specific request. See, I think you are always marching against or with multinational brands, which was always will create a fear. Generally, we will have a fear that so they are having big packets.
Sir, can
and
I please request you to
my thing
what your
is,
question is?
how we can pricing strategy, what type of pricing strategy we have to adapt for our products.
Okay, wonderful.
How we can be successful to when we go for mass marketing, what type of pricing strategy which we have to keep when in front of the multinational brands.
I think it's a very, very big question, but I am sure
I can tell you
make it easy for
that
everybody.
instead of talking about pricing is one subset of winning in the marketplace. Okay, not the pricing is all. So you need to know one principle called simplicity gets results. Okay, this is the breakthrough imperative. One amongst the 4 principles they talked about, which are responsible for building great organizations. Simplicity gets results is a very important thing. So what is that simplicity is? Customer, when they buy a product, even a B2B also or B2C also, when they buy a product, they are not complicated. They don't think very complicatedly. They only look at 2 or 3 parameters max. If these 2 or 3 features are there, they buy. Okay? And you need to know what are those 2 or 3. Why something is being sold more, why they are buying this, and how do I beat on that. It could be price one, could be a particular quality angle. So whatever you call it, if you identify, understand very clearly, you will really beat them. Very famous example I always used to quote is the Maruti and the Ambassador. When Ambassador was ruling, they were the 100%, almost near 100% market share. Maruti came. What are that they have promised? My price is 1.5 lakhs as against Ambassador 4 lakhs. Ambassador used to give 10 liters of 10 kilometers per liter of fuel concession. They said 28 kilometers. What's the difference? Customer always looks at how many mileage my car will give, and then the price is also low. Result, upside down, Ambassador closed down, and only Maruti became very, very big. So these are understanding where you need. They are not beaten that you are 10 kilometers, I am giving 11 kilometers, 28 kilometers. Hands down they bet them. also on price. Where is 4 lakhs? Where is 1.5 lakhs? Can you beat your competition like that? Can you develop a product? You'll be a winner. All the best.
Thank you. I think there's a question from Mr. Jain. Yes.
Sir, myself R.K. Jain. I am part of the business delegation from Mumbai. Sir, it's your business journey. It's very inspiring and learning. My question is, in fact, most of from the audience will also be interested to know that you have decided to start your own something new, not from the family business. What made you to decide so?
Simple, I quarreled with my brothers. You look at, so we became incompatible. We are not able to kind of this thing, eat across a dining table together. So I said it's not going to work well. Then I said, okay, let me start out my own journey. That's how it started.
So not all differences and fights at house can build businesses like CavinKare. So you should take it positively. Yes. I think Raghu.
The last two questions.
Yes, last. Yes.
Hello sir, my name is Mrutyunjaya Hikkalgupte. My startup name is Sell in 60 Seconds. And we work on fintech and as well as health care division. I work with the top 10 global banks in the globally. Mainly my question is, you said passion. You identify passion in your employees. So I say my passion is X. So it might deviate. How do you say that this person is passionate in that area? How do you verification and validation? How you do it?
There are several methods. The body language is one, fundamental.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to know the body language. When you make eye contacts, you'll know that they are passion driven or they are job driven. Just, okay, it's a job I have to do. That's all. So I think very important you need to do. I have also seen several things I have noticed. Passionate people are obsessed. You leave them with a problem, they will come back. Can we do like this? Can we do like this? Kind of thing. They are very, very this thing. They will not rest unless they find an answer for that. Okay?
Yeah.
So you need to give such kind of challenges to your own kind of colleagues and see whether they are coming back again and again. Another one, some people, if you look at 9 to 5, 5:30, I go off home.
Yeah.
I close down, shut down. Nothing happens. I come there, let's kind of this thing. The passionate people, what happens? They'll message me at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the night and say, can I have a call with you? Or they'll call me. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they can't hold till the next day. And very important, these are expressions of passion. So keep looking at that several kind of this thing, then it'll be there. You give them any kind of challenge, they'll be very enthusiastic. You kind of this thing, when you identify such kind of people and you look at them, they are fast generally. They are not slow. Okay? They'll be able to kind of this thing, they will do the job much more faster. They may do their own quota of mistake, it's okay, but they will learn. So those are something, I think if you constantly look at that, they are wanting to do things, their intent is to do it right, their intent is to do it fast, their intent is to kind of this thing, give the best. I think that's very important. They are also ready to learn.
And in that
True.
journey, what happens?
True.
It will consume your vitamin M and time. So how you cooperate with that?
So, yes. Last question and we have a question. One question at a time. So, yes.
What is that you asked?
It's very important for everyone, I think, that question. See, in that journey, the passionate person, they require time and vitamin M to extend that journey. So in that,
I think you need to invest time with them. Very important.
Yep.
If you don't invest time with them,
yeah,
you will not fire the passion. The passion will die. Okay? I think it's up to us to fuel. You need to have a phone conversation, you need to have a Teams conversation or Zoom conversation or a one-on-one conversation, what you don't know. But you need to constantly energize them. So after some time they will be on their own. They will start giving you energy back.
Yes.
Okay.
I
One
think we'll
last
take a last question from Raghu.
That lady wanted
Yes.
some question, I think I will answer
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So, can I?
Yes,
or-
Raghu, and then,
Okay.
yes, we'll
So,
finish with her. I think she's the only lady who has asked a question.
Yeah.
Maybe the second lady today. Yes, Raghu.
So, this is Ranganathan Jagdish. I'm from Mumbai too. We do bespoke material handling solutions for aviation and defense. Incidentally, I came across CavinKare in 2000 when I convinced your company to be a sponsor for a college festival.
Okay.
Way back. But the question here is, I believe that you're born twice. One is the day that you're really born, and the second is the day you find your purpose. So, is there anywhere in your journey where there is such a blip where there is a point where you found your purpose and it changed you forever, number one. And number two, if you look back 20 years, would you have dreamt that you would be where you are today?
No, only when I wrote my purpose of being useful to the society, I started going out and started giving my time outside business, I can tell you. That otherwise till such time I was more inward looking, only business kind of this thing. After that I said, okay, now it's time. Then I know that I have written, this is what I want to be. This is how I would be like to be remembered after my death. I said, okay, let me do this. This is how it's done. Thanks.
Yes, I think lady last question. Sorry, I know we could continue on and on, but sorry, we have time restrictions. Yes.
Hello CK, my name is Diana. I'm from United States. So I have a few businesses in States. I come across about green trends that's owned by CavinKare, a group of company. How much the franchise is allowed for the foreign investors, and once the franchise is given, how much support is been given for their establishment and growth in India by CavinKare?
Yeah, I think we handhold them in terms of training them. We ensure that they go and work with current franchisees, work for a month. You understand?
Got it.
They dirty their hand, how to do invoicing, how the customers are treated, all these things. So everything is done, they get a hands-on experience, then our own induction is also there. So with all these things, I think then it will be easier for them to succeed. Their success rate is very high.
Okay, but